Hello students, welcome back. Let us continue with our humorous story written by O. Henry, The Cop and the Anthem. As we have already seen in our first part that O. Henry, his writings are termed as Smile with Tears. Let us continue the lesson. We are on page number 29. Soapy turned off Broadway. It seemed that his route to the coveted island was not to be an easy one. Coveted means greatly desired. His great desire was to somehow get into the prison. Now here, why was he wanting to get into the prison? To survive from the chilling winter, from the chilling cold. He wanted to get into the prison, but not for a single time. He was thinking that he should earn some money and he should get a place on rent so that he could spend his night into that place or in the house. He was not at all thinking about that. He was a young man, but still he did not want to work. He was absolutely lazy. He was thinking for shortcuts where he could get ready-made food and also the place where he can spend his winter. Now this approach of Soapy makes him a vagabond without any destination, without any ambition in life. He was just living his life somehow. Some other way he entered the limbo must be devised. The limbo means the border place between heaven and hell. Which place was heaven for Soapy? Prison was heaven, and the place or outside the prison was hell for him. Somehow he wanted to cross this border and get into the heaven, that means into the prison. Now the second attempt of Soapy is mentioned here. At a corner of 6th Avenue, electric lights and cunningly displayed wares behind plate glass made a shop window attractive. Second attempt to get into the prison. What he saw? That a nicely decorated shop is there with bright lights, electric lights are there and cunningly displayed. Here, cunningly means attractively or artfully displayed wares. Wares means kitchen wares or crockeries. Behind plate glass made a shop window attractive. Soapy took a stone and dashed it through the glass. He took a stone and threw it on the glass and it was a big bang. People came running round the corner, a policeman in the lead. The policeman was already there and he was leading. He came running as soon as he heard the sound of breaking of the glass. Soapy stood still with his hands in his pocket. He was relaxed and he knew that at this time definitely he was going to be arrested. So many people came running and also the policeman, he was also there, he also came there. And Soapy was standing still with his hands in his pocket, that means he was relaxed. And smiled at the sight of brass buttons. Brass buttons, smile at the sight of brass buttons means policeman, cops. Where's the man that done that? Inquired the officer agitatedly, means angrily. The cop, he came and he saw Soapy standing there, so he inquired Soapy, where is the man who did this? That means the policeman was not even ready to believe or think that Soapy might have done that. Why do you think the policeman did not think that Soapy might have done it? Because he was the only person standing there. Because usually a person doing some this type of thing never waits there. Once he has done it, once he has break the glass, he will run away from there. He will not wait there for the police to come and arrest him. But Soapy was standing there still and relaxed, and that is why the policeman did not think at all that Soapy might have done it. So he was asking Soapy only, where is the man who did this? Don't you think that I might have had something to do with it? Soapy is giving a clue. Don't you think that I might have done this? Said Soapy with a friendly voice as one greets good fortune. He was very happy now that the policeman has come. He had done something wrong, and definitely now he will be arrested. The policeman refused to accept Soapy even as a clue. He did not think of Soapy that he might have done so. He was not ready to think, or even as a clue, that Soapy might give the information about the person who had broken the glass. The policeman was not even considering Soapy for that. Men who smash windows do not remain to chat with the police. This is the obvious thing. The men who break the windows, they don't stand there, they run away. They take to their heels. Take to their heels means run away. The policeman saw a man halfway down the block running to catch a car. With drawn club, he joined in the pursuit. Now, he saw, just when this conversation was going on, just at that time, the policeman, he saw one person running to catch the car. And undoubtedly, the policeman thought that that who had broken the glass. And so he started running behind that person. With drawn club, he joined in the pursuit. Pursuit means activity. What activity? Running behind the car. Soapy, with disgust. Disgust means he was now sad. In his heart, drifted along, twice unsuccessful. His second attempt was also unsuccessful. On the opposite side of the street was a restaurant of no great pretensions. No great pretension means not very high-fi. It was not very luxurious, not very expensive. Pretension means impression. It catered to large appetites and modest purses. Now this line here they have asked to explain the hidden meaning. It catered to large appetites means it was a restaurant which was not very expensive and gave food at very reasonable price and to lot of people. So it catered to large appetites. Large appetites means a person who wanted to eat lot but did not have much money to spend. For those people, this was an ideal place. It catered to large appetites and modest purses. Its crockery and atmosphere were thick. Its soup and napkin thin. That means it was not very comfortable or luxurious place. Its soup was thin and the napkin or the things placed there were also thin. Into this place Soapy betook himself without challenge. Now this was a place where Soapy could enter easily. Betook means went. At the table he sat and consumed beef stock. Consumed means ate and drank. Beef steak, flapjacks, donuts and pie. This was sufficient for him. And then he told the waiter the fact that the minutest coin and himself were total strangers. Now, once he had consumed food, he told that he did not have money to pay and they should call the police. Now get busy and call a cop, said Soapy, and don't keep a gentleman waiting. Don't keep a gentleman like me, waiting here. Immediately call the police. Who is saying this? Soapy. No cop for you, said the waiter. Even after trying for so much, now the waiter is saying no cop for you. We have something better for you. With a voice like butter cakes and an eye with the cherry in the Manhattan cocktail. Hey con. Con means someone who fools or tricks. Soapy had fooled. He had come to eat into the hotel without money. Neatly upon his left ear on the callous pavement, two waiters pitched Soapy. Callous means very hard. Two waiters, they came there, they hit Soapy very hard and they threw him onto the pavement. He arose joint by joint. He was badly hit. Somehow he tried to stand up. He arose joint by joint as a carpenter's rule opens. As a carpenter opens his box and removes one after another tools, in the same way he also got up and dusted his clothes. This was his third attempt. Arrest seemed now but an elusive dream. Elusive means unattainable or unreachable dream. The island seemed very far away. The island means the prison, the jail where he wanted to go and spend the winter. A policeman who stood before a drugstore 2 doors away laughed and walked down the street. Now, once again he saw a policeman. He laughed at Soapy. He had seen Soapy being thrown away from the restaurant, and so he laughed at him and he walked away. Soapy was seized with a sudden fear. Seized means struck. What fear did he have? The fear of again spending nights in the garden, in the chilling cold. This was the fear that seized him. Soapy was seized with a sudden fear that some dreadful enchantment had rendered him immune to arrest. Now he was thinking that there was some magic which somebody has done on him so that he should not get into the prison. Immune means protecting. This magic was protecting him to get into the prison. He was in a state of panic. Panic means fear, uncomfortable fear. And when he came upon another policeman lounging grandly, lounging means standing in a relaxed way, grandly in front of a glittering theatre, he caught at the immediate straw of disorderly conduct. Now he was planning something new.
Let us stop here. We will continue the remaining part in our next lecture. Thank you.